MRecktv.
The streets don't love you.
Not at all.
By now, homie, you shoulda knew that.
Word.
Ain't no Nino Browns in this town. You a new jack.
Peace, world. It's M.Reck for MRecktv. I got a special guest in the building. It's my brother.
Reck, what up, though?
What's going on? G00NS Capone. Huh? Yo, my brother, you stay like all over the place, man. Overseas, in and out of town and all that. Like, of course, I know, but let these people know that's off your own budget.
Oh, for sure. You don't see no rappers or athletes running around with me when I'm doing my worldly travels. I got international G00NS Capone on my own. You did.
Salute, man. I want to give them a little backstory because some people just now getting on the internet. You understand? So let them know who is G00NS Capone.
Well, like you say, now that we do got the internet, they Google everything anyway. Google me.
Oh, okay.
You dig what I'm saying? Google me. Because what's known don't need to be explained again and again. They can do their own due diligence and know me from right now, from the interview that me and you conducting. You know what I'm saying? That way you know it's exclusive to you and what you doing. And like I've been telling them, when I do an interview, I only done interviews with yourself and Doggy Diamonds. I wasn't a whore to the media, you know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, I wish these other rappers and these other guys can learn that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, they need it though. Like a rapper, it's a marketing and promo tool. So of course they need to do all the interviews and things like that. But myself, if I'm not marketing or promoting nothing, there's no need for me to be in that space. Save that space for somebody else.
Facts. Now I'm speaking from the aspect of we was the platform when they couldn't get a platform.
Oh, yeah, true.
You understand what I'm saying? So they get that M.Reck, Doggy Diamonds, Forbes DVD interview and get shaken.
Exactly.
And then they forget that this the platform that got you shaken, that springboarded you.
Yeah.
When all them other dudes.
But see, the good thing about it, we still got Smack DVDs, Chicago version DVDs, Forbes DVD.
Facts.
Sub-Zero DVDs. You know, we still got a DVD collective that we can rip or re-rip and put it out there. So if anybody that's acting like they just made it on their own and, you know, popped up and got it popping, we like, hold on, humble yourself, player. Remember this? You know what I'm saying? So it'll be that remember this section.
Yes, sir.
You know, and bring it back to them. Some will care and some won't care. You know, a lot of people was glad that the old them disappeared when they was wearing cubic zirconians and shit and over Santa Claus suits, big ass shirts and tall tees.
Looking spooky out there.
They didn't want that to relive to this moment because now everybody wearing extra mediums. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
It's weird, man.
Yeah, looking spooky on another note. But you from Chicago, right?
Facts. Born in Chicago, raised in New York, LA, and Miami. I live in every borough in New York except Staten Island.
Wow. I didn't even know that, though.
Yeah, Jersey City. So, you know, yeah, man.
Definitely. So where did it all start for G00NS Capone? Like, I mean, we can go
get into the
streets or the entertainment.
I mean, the streets is the streets. So if we're going to speak on entertainment.
Well, let's start with the street shit, because that's what, you know, you come from. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's start with that first.
Well, you know, like I say, born in the shop. You know, from 6 months to 10 years old, lived in Old San Juan in Puerto Rico. Still got residence in Puerto Rico right now to this day. You know, but I never was the kid that was, I'm half this, I'm half that. You know what I'm saying? I identify with being a colored man or descendants of the original man. And I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I never call myself saying to this day forward with knowing what the description of being black mean. Once you do look in a dictionary and see how they describe black, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So why would I call myself nothing? You know what I'm saying? A nothing man, because that's basically what it's telling you. So, you know, it's like if we was learned the wrong things, once our people uplifted us, like the Dr. Claude Andersons and, you know, for whatever it's worth, Brother Polite, Sonetta TV, and a lot of the scholars, Tariq Nasheed, and a lot of the scholars on Hidden Colors. Once them scholars brought forth the knowledge of self and who we are, is nowhere in the world we should be. So just how they erased our history, we should erase that history of what we was taught that wasn't for us. You know what I'm saying? And go with the history that's taught for us and by us. So I think people still struggling with that to this day. You know, and segregation played a big part in that. You know, the Willie Lynch theory, as we spoke earlier, that Willie Lynch letter spoke volumes and it's still working right now today.
Yes,
you
sir.
know what I'm saying?
The youth versus the old and so forth and so on.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like they taught you to be hateful towards the dark man if you was a person on an island, but you never thought how you got to that island. You know, you just went off what was told to you. So a lot of misconceptions, even like I keep speaking, like the New York state prisons, how it was a black and Latino wars, how? Y'all the same people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if I'm born in America, but then I go move to Haiti, I'm going to learn to speak that language. That's the only difference. The language barrier is the difference. But we all speak the language of our colonizers.
Facts.
So to this day, you know what I'm saying, we don't know what language we know. You see what I mean? What language belongs to us. But we do know how they said Moors and Alexander Pushkin taught the Russian language, and the Moors taught the language and science, mathematics, you know what I'm saying? So then they was just saying like something about the Moor. I was watching who was that debate with? It was young Pharaoh and another brother out of Philly. And they was going back and forth on how they was saying it was more sort of a scam in a sense of saying cashing in your bond and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Just the whole social security thing and all that.
Yeah, saying that like you still to get tried over here. You know what I'm saying? Like them doctrines, they wasn't honoring them, or they don't honor them. You know, so they was speaking on that and basically just saying it all derives from the Masonic book and they laws and policies. Wow. And everything was coming from that. Like this how we want it to be. You know, Dr. Claude, like I say, being 85 years old, watching him just now on the Breakfast Club, you'd have thought the man was fresh in college, 24-year-old college professor, how sharp his mind is at 85 years old. You know, he was really, you know, I tell people to watch that. You know, get Hidden Colors, follow it. Hidden Colors docu-series is from volume 1 through 5 now. I know it's on DVD. They're trying to make DVDs extinct. But if you can find it online, I noticed at first when Hidden Colors first came out, that was it. It was just a series of Hidden Colors, however they broke them up, the trailers or whatever. You search Hidden Colors now, it's thousands of clips of stuff that don't have nothing to do with that. Wow. So you had to tell yourself it was a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? They want to discourage the mind again. Here they go with the wool over your eyes. Yep. So now it's just random fake pages, spam pages that's titled Hidden Colors. So now it's like once you click, you don't know what you're looking for. So you have to say Hidden Colors by Tariq Nasheed. You see what I'm saying? So you have to say that now, because if you just look up Hidden Colors, anything could come up. Wow. So, you know, so I peeped that. I paid attention to that because I was interested. One thing about us, if it's something we interested in, we give it our all to the most extent, or at least 99%. Just like a woman we meet this woman, we into her, all her jokes funny. You know what I'm saying? She can't do no wrong. If her hair shed and we don't care, we picking it off her for her. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing
in
with
that
the knowledge.
That first month.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When you feel like you was duped, and as the late great Malcolm said, hoodwinked, led astray, bamboozled, we truly was.
That's a fact.
You know, so just like with them, why was it an argument to believe that the black man was God? Like, why you can't believe that, but you can hang up this portrait of a white porcelain Jesus, you know, or then they tell you it was J wasn't even a letter. So how, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, once you find these things out, how is people right now, I swear to Jesus and everything, the blood of Jesus. And how are you speaking on that when that wasn't even...
But it goes back to the mental condition.
Yeah,
you understand?
Exactly.
Like, it's hard to shake that for a lot of people.
So now they're going to put all the drugs and the alcohol in you that they can. And it's like we were speaking earlier about how could you celebrate Thanksgiving? So you're supposed to be thankful for killing a generation of people and whole population of people, putting germs and diseases in their blankets and in the form of you helping them. Like, come on, man, that's crazy, bro. Like,
a lot of stuff is just wicked.
Yeah, that's a wicked world we live in.
That's a fact, man. Coming from Chicago, it wasn't like a easy road to like come up because it's the youth out there. I mean, now I guess it got a little better. You know what I mean? Maybe you could tell me.
It was the same. We just didn't have the cameras on us. You know what I'm saying? The newspapers and the police were scared to come in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It been war on the police. All them, if you search Cabrini Green and snipers from the projects, and they was able to shoot Candyman and Good Times, you know what I'm saying? That was the closest thing people was able to see as far as our projects, you know, on TV. And then that one, I can't think of the name of it, when Halle Berry was in it. But that really wasn't a project. Well, she went to a scene, but what she was staying at wasn't the projects that they shown. But
yo, you just put me on to something. I didn't know that Good Times was shot in
yeah, that's Cabrini Green.
Wow.
Yeah. Good Times.
And Candyman?
And Candyman.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, learn something new every
both
day.
of them was Cabrini.
Wow.
And The Village was that little baseball movie with the little boy and the little boy got killed. It was a baseball movie. Like the kids was playing baseball. I can't think of the name of it. But that was The Village.
Okay.
You know, that's the projects, the Albert homes.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say this.
G-Man, his name was G-Man in the movie.
Yeah.
That film.
Well, it ain't coming to me right now, so
Yeah.
you know. But I would say this. At one time, you know, a lot of rappers was coming to you when they had beef or issues or their chain got took and stuff like that, and you was the one that either got their chain back or squashed the beef and all that. Do you feel like you got your just due for helping a lot of those cats out?
No. I mean, I spoke on something the other day about compensation for things like that. A lot of guys have never been put in certain situations, so to know what they should do. You know, if you never got nothing took from you and then somebody get it back for you, your only justice is to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? So you're not looking at it like, if, the only person that would took a loss was a person that had the jury and didn't insure it. You know what I'm saying? If it was uninsured, if it was uninsured, then it was just a loss. But if it's insured, you ain't tripping. Go on wear it. It's a trophy. Go wear it. I can go get another one. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do was make their police report. Now, what a lot of guys had to understand that was out here snatching and taking the jury is you got a case. You know what I'm saying? That's armed robbery. You know what I'm saying? So some cases armed robbery with a deadly weapon. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's like when you jumped on the internet and showing this jury, and you would be saying this guy snitched. No, you snitched on yourself. You know, because as soon as he posts that picture, it's the duty of the police and the duty of the insurance company to both close them cases. The insurance company got to close that claim, and the police department have to do their research to give that person that case so they can get paid. So you got to think it's budgets behind these pieces of jury that's getting taken. You see what I'm saying? So they gonna do their due diligence to close that case, because they have to reimburse this person who the jury got taken. So they can't take losses. An insurance company can't be in the business to take losses. That's why the government now it makes you buy car insurance. It was a time you didn't have to pay car insurance. It was a choice. You can have car insurance if you want or not. Or then it was just, or you had liability insurance. Then it came with full coverage. Then the government made it to where every car have to have it.
How long ago was that? I'm just learning now.
Yeah, that just really went down. It wasn't you didn't have to have insurance.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you didn't have to have insurance.
I was before my time.
Yeah, it was a choice. No, you probably won before your time. That was a lot of this stuff they changing up the laws on the regular. You know what I'm saying? But just like when people said, do you remember the payphone being a dime, costing a dime? That's where they get, I'ma drop a dime on you. That's where that statement comes from. Payphone used to be a dime, you know what I'm saying?
I think
a pack of cigarettes was like $1.50.
I remember $1.25.
They up to, you know what I'm saying?
10,
so,
25, 11, whatever.
Or how you see people say quarter waters. A water was a quarter.
Yeah.
Penny candy. It's no penny candy no more.
So that's the true essence of dropping a dime?
Yeah, that's the dope shit that I'm gonna drop a dime on you. I'm about to place that call. You know what I'm saying? But it could have been to somebody to come do body harm or to put the police. I'm gonna drop a dime on you. You know, that was a form of ratting back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop a dime.
I'm glad you brought that up. Cause me and the homie RL, we was building. And we all know ain't no snitching allowed and all that, right? But let's be real, and this is for me. It really ain't no rules.
No, I mean, you know, you gotta
it's
say
a code, no snitching, okay. But when you keep it G'd up and you and your homies getting money, you put your homies on to it. But it's always gonna be niggas in the cut looking to scheme, rob. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then you might get at them, but those niggas might be the ones that's telling and so forth and so on. Or you dig what I'm saying? It's different. It's just weird.
They play a lot of games, man. You know what I'm saying? To where it's that, like CIs. People will say snitching, but they ain't understanding like CIs. Their name don't have to be in the paperwork. So when a lot of people say, produce the paperwork, you will have a lot of snitches that poke their chest out. I bet you can't produce the paperwork. Yeah, because you're a CI. You're a confidential informant. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, the only way when you get your discography, when you get your paper, your breakdown, you know who it was per conversation you had. So just like me and you say, yeah, we build it. I was telling you, describing the break, drop a dime on you and all that. Now my transcripts, if it's saying CI number 1 or CI number 11, it's gonna say what conversation that we had. That's how I'm able to know who snitched on me. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm sending,
so that's not public information.
It's not public. It is and it ain't. You see what I'm saying? So it's not saying, yo, M.Reck is the person behind. I have to tell the people that this is M.Reck because this is the conversation me and M.Reck had. You know, wasn't nobody supposed to know about this conversation. You see what I'm saying? But in my paperwork, it's in there. So where they getting it from? You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of CIs running around. And that's why I say the hustle game is over. It's too late for that. Pumping the poison in the neighborhoods, man, that's over with. It ain't worth it. Because you see they giving out football numbers. You know, Obama and them, you know, he released a few people. He done what he can do, you know. Trump probably gonna do the same. You know, Kim Kardashian, Kanye, I salute them for even doing that. You know, and trying to help free Larry Hoover and a lot of more political prisoners. So, you know, that's in there unjustly.
Being that you brought up Kanye West, he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with Kanye, or do y'all even got a relationship?
Yeah, we got, you know, Kanye a little brother to me, man. I actually was on a management with Hustle Management, you know, me and John Monopoly. So in the beginning of stages, you know, when he was running back and forth to Atlanta and with D-Dot and Jermaine Dupri and working with them, you know what I'm saying? And then it came to the point where we had to drive up here to New York and everybody moved up this way. And that's when his whole Rockefeller deal went through. You know, that's how that happened because, of course, he was a hot producer. He had that soulful sound.
Yes, sir.
And our artists wanted that soulful sound. And it fit a person like Jay-Z in the way that he wanted to spit. Plus, with his age, them soulful beats was of his times of growing up.
Yes, sir.
So just like a Snoop Dogg, Kanye could have easily placed beats for Snoop, Jay-Z, Nas, people that made that soulful music.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? Like he basically always would have had a job. You know what I'm saying? But then he took off from there, you know, because he always wanted to rap. People thought he just wanted to make beats. No, he was just hustling the beats. He had hustle beats.
Yeah.
And then people got to understand with a producer, when he making a beat, he's making a beat in his mind to see who would sound right on this beat. So with that whole process, they freestyle it and they mimicking the person that they making the beat for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with doing that, you building up that self-esteem of you can be an artist.
But also song structure.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know exactly how the flow need to be
Exactly.
on the beat. You know what
So
I'm saying?
that's why when they say, man, I got this beat for you, like once you get an artist that signed and he like your beats, he gonna listen to you from that point. That's why they say Dr. Dre. Dre knew exactly how he wanted it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna operate on it. Soon as you look, Dre say, just give me the vocals. All you had to do was send Dre your vocals.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Created a masterpiece.
Yeah, like this what he did. I rapped it on this beat. This beat didn't have that in it, but he just gave you the sample up, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Skeleton.
Yeah, and then people stop waiting. You know, a good guy that was learned how to make the beats like that was Just Blaze. I would say he was a great student of a Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
All that
and No ID.
was basically you was talking about Kanye West being student of Just Blaze and
Just Blaze being a student of Kanye.
oh yeah, Just Blaze, other way around.
And no ID. You know what I'm saying? So because they was the ones bringing that soulful music to the forefront, you know, in their production. So which both from Chicago, and we always had this soulful sound. So a person that didn't have the Busta Rhymes energy, he needed those beats from a No ID and Kanye.
Facts.
You know.
Who would you say, artist, producer, maybe showed the most love to Chicago?
That's from Chicago or outside of Chicago?
That's from Chicago, or even outside, or maybe became a Chicago resident.
At some point in time?
Yeah.
Early on, I know, well, you gotta say Tony Draper, who rap a lot, Jay Prince, because Tony Draper signed Psychodrama. He was from Memphis, rap a lot, signed Do or Die. They from Houston. So
they dope as shit. Always dope.
And Twista was signed to Atlantic. But what a lot of people didn't know, Atlantic started in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on 47, 63rd Street, we had Music Row. It was called Music Row. So just like how 125th, we had the Brownsville area. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and Atlantic Records started there. So I didn't know if that was the reason Twista got picked up on Atlantic in the beginning or what. But it was like, you know, so just how like Russell Simmons, when he created the radio, you know, you can't be on the what is called, like you can't be on the top 10, but you can be on the
what was it?
Man, it's crazy.
Not the top 40, man.
Yeah, you can't be on top 40, but you can be on what? It's called the
Urban?
No. It's like mix show, man.
Oh, okay, mix show.
So he created the mix show for that because it's like independents couldn't afford the $1 million, you know what I'm saying?
For the radio
promo campaign. You feel me? So he made sure that he knew that Def Jam, Interscope, and the rest of them was going to monopolize the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, but I can't do that to the culture and don't give them and lock them out.
So Russell Simmons created the mix show?
They created the mix show. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was for everybody to get in. And that movie was called Hardball, the little baseball movie.
Yeah, yes sir, Hardball.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Now, you out here conducting some business. You care to speak on that?
Yesterday I done on the Beat 139.
Salute to them.
Yeah, salute Beat 139. Done that interview. Then today, of course, M.Reck, and I have a cooking show interview in Times Square after I leave you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be cooking?
No, the chef gonna be preparing the meals for me.
Now, what kind of meals is it gonna be, like on a health tip?
Yeah, healthy, cause I eat clean.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He cooks everything, but I'm alkaline. You know, alkaline vegan.
Oh, wow. Yeah. How long you been on that time?
4 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah.
That's hella discipline.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Hella discipline.
But you know, once you get a chef, anything you was used to eating, they can make it just with healthier foods. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was in Vegas and I tasted, they had some kind of jerk chicken, as they called it.
Okay.
And then they had some shrimp, as they called it. And it actually tastes like the both.
Wow.
You know, but it could have been cauliflower or You know, they making it with different stuff, but the taste is what draws you into it, and textures. You know what I'm saying? So they use a lot of mushrooms, and you know, man, that tripped me out. These tacos are so good. I'm thinking about them now.
Wow.
You know,
yeah, I need some of those.
You know,
tacos.
I know a lot of vegans, they use tofu, soy, which is terrible for you. You know, but I do majority all plant based.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But now we was just seeing how some people saying that the Impossible Burger has so much stuff in it that it's not like they experiment. You know what I'm saying? And they know that people go off taste. You really don't, you know, taste and texture. So if it tastes like what you was used to tasting, you know, because if you get an Impossible Burger from Burger King, it tastes like a Whopper. But it's an Impossible Burger. It's not meat.
I don't even, let's do this. I don't even know what is an Impossible Burger. Is that like a vegan?
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's an Impossible Burger, but it's like, what is it made up of? Because it's in a patty form. So what is it made up of?
Gotcha.
You know, so it's like if you go to them fast food restaurants, it's not coming with a package. You can't read the ingredients.
Yeah.
You can't read it. You just eating it, and if it tastes good and you don't throw it up, you're gonna continue to buy it. But then we just seen there was some estrogen level situations, and you know, something that's in a BPA that's changing your sexuality preference. Like, man, it's crazy, bro. Like the stuff they put in the water. You know, they'll say get alkaline water, but if it was alkaline water, why is sodium in it? You know, it's just a lot. But then it's like once they put it in a bottle. Once they put it in that plastic, it's polluted. So
that's deep. It gets deep, brother.
Population control overall, man.
That's a fact. Now with this cooking show, is this something going to be on a network?
Yeah, it's on a network.
Oh yeah, which network?
Celebrity Chef Patrick. That's his name. Celebrity Chef Patrick.
When the last time you spoke to Cameron?
Let me think. I think Cam sent me his him and British. They sent me his shoe, his new Reebok.
Okay.
With the
flea joint.
The flea box.
Yeah, the flea box.
Yeah, he just sent me the flea box with the mink on it.
Oh wow! Wow, what you doing
it's
about
mink
it?
and python.
Yeah,
it's mink and python.
That's crazy.
The shoe hot.
Okay.
Yeah, the flea box. Salute the Cam.
They gave you some prototypes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he got a new project right now too. I just was listening to it.
Purple Haze too. I gotta actually
Purple Haze too.
Lock into it because there's a lot of joints that I was hearing off it that was hot. That was hot.
It's a generational record. You know what I'm saying? Like if you come from his era of music, you gonna rock with it. I don't know if the youngins how they really gonna feel about it, because if he ain't talking about popping pills and sipping syrup, you know, or the recreational things they like to do, then it's not for them. Just like Fabulous mixtapes is catered for our generation. So it's like that, which is what the dude Tory Lanez say he's doing, but he's younger, but trying to make the music for our generation by remixing our generation music. So you see how he done it a different way of thinking, let him sound different from everything else that's coming out.
Gotcha.
But if the auto tunes is used, the listener don't know the difference because it's all gonna still sound the same.
That's a fact.
You know,
that's a fact. Now I want to go to the beginning of you and Cameron relationship. How did you meet and all that?
Cam, but let me think, Mace.
So you got a
relationship in Harlem, you know what I'm saying?
So you got a relationship with Mace too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the homie too.
Rest in peace, Aunt Minnie. She Mace and Puff godmother. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin Harlem Rob, they always was around. Nelly used to come to the house. You know, rest in peace, Fat Trail. Trail paroled out to my aunt's house in Harlem. So you know, my little cousin Bugs and Gritty, they was on Nelly's first album. They done over 10 million sold. So, you know, I was in the beginning of a lot of guys' careers. I knew them before they blossomed.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, really with all of them. With 2 Chainz and Future, who else? Dipset, of course. Because all us started, like Act Like It Entertainment started in, what, 98, 97-ish, 98, that was incorporated, that I incorporated the company. So we all started together, you know what I'm saying? And the peers before us was, of course, like I say, Rap A Lot, Tony Draper, Suave House, of course, Death Row, No Limit, Cash Money, Bad Boy, Rockefeller. Yeah, that's about, about right. I know I'm probably missing some others, but that made noise, you know what I'm saying? So, because there was a bunch of independents from that point, but none of them really went nowhere. And from that point, Violator wound up being one of the biggest management companies in the game. So,
facts.
I was over there, which is where I ran across and met 50 Cent, G00NS.
Wow,
because my office was to the right. As soon as you come through the door, I had producer management. So Missy, Bryce Wilson, Havoc, anybody that was signed to Violator, my office was when any artist that was signed to Violator, they'd come in my office. Me and John Monopoly, they'd come in our office for beats.
Wow.
So what me and John, what we would do is have artists, SC, No ID, Kanye, anybody that was from the shot that made beats, and we'll funnel the beats through the system.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So where we was trying to do a Violator Midwest. So this Cash Money Midwest, Violator Midwest, Interscope Midwest, we always been independent in the Midwest, but the labels didn't want to break it up like that. You know what I'm saying? So we always was trying to do a Midwest version of anything. We was on our own bosses, but they didn't allow it to happen.
Gotcha. At one time, you was the co-CEO of Dipset?
Yeah, we had the conversation like, Cam, like, man, Joe, you hold us down, you running with us, so, I paid Jim to run the company, you and him can do it together. Since me and Jim running around, we focusing on doing Jim projects, because Jim wasn't trying to wait on the Def Jam situation or whatever other situations that Cam was going to bring him in with. So Alan Grunblatt and them over at E1 and Koch Jim was interested, and he wound up taking that deal. You know what I'm saying? So we'll fly to Miami, rent the crib out and complete his album. You know what I'm saying?
So you was there while he was recording that album?
Yeah.
That's crazy. See, I didn't know all that.
So, because I was just fresh off the tour run with Game. You know what I'm saying? Game had just put out his first and second album. And when that was over with, the running around part was done, Jim like, man, Joe, man, you need to be over here with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I'm about a week or two off from running around doing what I'm doing with Game. Cool. And that's when the bond got locked. And we was running from that point. So we was doing like Nextel. We had Nextel deals on the table. Another like real first reality show type deal. So Jim had been in a position to do like reality TV stuff first, because we were supposed to do a deal where we was gonna get exotic cars and go to all these different cities to mansions, and it was gonna be exotic women barbecuing and all that, but that didn't happen. The Nextel thing didn't happen. So you know what I'm saying? I just didn't know if it was personally being sabotaged or what, because I'm bringing stuff to the table. I've always been an asset to whoever I'm around. I'm not around with my hand out, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the dumb muscle. I'm not no Doja, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring something to the table, and if I'm bringing situations to the table and then they declining it, it's personal, you know what I'm saying? Because you know that if I broker this deal, I'm going to eat. But if you turn it down, or if you acting like everything I'm bringing to the table is something you don't want to do, but I personally know you need it. You see what I'm saying? So how you you ain't in a position to turn down nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was that.
Oh, so that's where all went left at.
Yeah, everything went left from that point. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this ain't gonna work. And like I said, people say, oh, he bullying him. Like, I ain't bullying him. I'm looking at him like a little brother. I just want him to change his thought process and his ways. You know what I'm saying? And then when the TV show did come out, even with him and Chrissy, now this your girlfriend, you laying with her, you love her. Mm-hmm. She come up with Vamp Life and the Pat, come up with everything for the clothing line, and you see it on national TV. He didn't want to give her credit. He didn't want to, and they fell out about that. So when I saw that, I said, perfect. Now somebody else finally see what
and the world did to see
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and she a woman, so she gonna get upset, storm off, and cry about the situation. Where I'm a guy, I'm gonna put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna shake something up around here. I'm gonna make it uncomfortable for you. And that's how it went, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what was the breaking point in terms of you leaving that situation? Did it come Did it come to the point where you was like, look, I'm gonna step off because I'm gonna wind up putting hands on you, or it was a phone call?
Yeah, that's how it went. It exploded. Boom, like that.
It was a phone call, or was it was in person?
No, in person. You know, it exploded right then and there. Like, when I got back to Chicago, he was something about a court case or something evil. And when I got back to the Chi, our phones had got cut off. Our phones was off. Because, me and him had the same phone and our last number was different. So I'm like, damn, I'm trying to come through the church. Shit ain't working. I'm like, what's going on? The phone off. So I hit Cam and I'm like, you heard from this nigga Jim? Because nigga, our phone's off. And he's like, man, you know how that nigga is. I don't know. So I just looked at it like that. Like, okay, cool. So from that point, I knew that it should have been an hour or 2 or 3 that went by that I didn't hear from you. You see what I'm saying? If you lost the phone, I knew you would have got another one.
Call me from another phone. Let me know the situation.
You know what I'm saying? So when just the time went by, I just got the picture. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay,
I get it.
Them beefs that you was in, I threw fire on, I threw water on them. They over with. So it's like, you got what you needed out of me. Now let you go somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
Before you go to somewhere else with it, what beast was that you squashed with him?
I mean, he had got kidnapped in Chicago. Niggas had snatched him up in a truck in a Chi. And
say word.
Yeah. So then Cam was in a situation in a rucker, to where I had just left. You know what I'm saying? And they was trying to get out on Cam. So of course I'm forced to hit True Life. I'm like, True, get up to the rucker. You know what I'm saying? These niggas trying to kidnap Cam or whatever. So it always was shaky with True. Like, he looking at me like, cousin, you riding with these niggas too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking, True, he's hot head. He just, if it ain't family, he ain't really rocking with it. So he like, man, he want to be on this LA vibe, wearing Shirley Temple curls. I ain't vibing with this dude. And he told him, you know what I'm saying? He told him that. So, but I was just like, to each his own. But I didn't wish nothing bodily harm on Jim. I just, like I said, I wished he just would change his ways. So when it got to the point where he coming to clubs and they try to book him for a show in Chicago, I shut the whole club down. You know what I'm saying? The basketball player, good little brother to me, Bobby Simmons. It was his birthday party, but I was somewhere and I found out that they was trying to do like a secret party to bring him in. Wow. You know what I'm saying? At the time, Ballin had just started bubbling, so they gonna bring him in as a special guest. And I'm like, no, not on my watch. Dang. You know what I'm saying? So shut the whole party down. So it was a lot of calls to immediate family, my uncles and close homies and whoever, like him saying this ain't for us, and it just was like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I'm running around with the ratchets and getting into this and that, you know what I'm saying? And only for you to think you gonna play me like I'm some sucker, you know what I'm saying? Like when the money, now, it's basically was like when Koch probably was about to cut that check, I know that I gotta pay this dude, so let me distance myself. So and I peeped that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I guess it was just some stingy shit. I don't know what.
You know what's so crazy? Because I worked with him and I had a similar situation, nowhere near to that level. And I was like, pretty much like, yo, homie, like, what's up with the bread? And he didn't really want to deal with me, face to face on it, and kind of like spun it to somebody else. Right. So I just like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just step off and fall back. So I know what you're saying is true, because I was in a similar situation that could have got crazy. Yeah. And the ill shit about it all, because people be thinking that it's some personal shit with Jim. It ain't nothing personal, but when you hear everybody bringing up the same things, you gotta know that it gotta be on his side of it. You know what I'm saying? Of things or whatever.
So wherever he learned that train of thought or business sense, you know, it's a dangerous game to play. You know what I'm saying? Because people got the same time and energy in a day as you do. But when you incorporating that together, it's for the togetherness of what's gonna come from this situation.
Yes, sir.
And then when the money do come, like it's like struggle with me. And once we get on, we all gonna be good. And like for him, me, Joe, you and Snags, we about to get Ferraris and this and that. I'm like, all right, you know, Snags like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
So Snags been down with him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Snags was running around. But Snags really was running like more with Jewels though. And then for whatever happened within that, he wound up coming, you know, and running with us. Or when Jim was was living in Jersey. So it's kind of like who I'm gonna hang out with when I'm in Jersey. So
Got you.
Snags and Patterson. And it was a lot of stories going on. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Now, currently, what you think about the whole situation with the Trey Wade and the 6ix9ine shit and Jim getting caught up in the wiretaps and all that shit? Like, cause, you know, homies that I know, you know, from the streets that might have been on the wiretaps and not even giving it up crazy, but might have just been having a regular conversation, got jammed up, had to do time and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, that situation, like, it just show. I hope everybody learned from it. You know, they talking too much. Everybody on his phone. You know, it's like everybody got to doing it for the gram. You know, then you got to kind of look at dudes that willing to pay but don't put the work in themselves.
Facts.
You know, I don't look at it like, oh, because I'm a millionaire, why I'm gonna go pistol whoop a guy or pop this guy. But I was always taught to handle my business on my own. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell on myself. And once you start adding codes, then this is the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Because guys is like they whores for money, man. Anybody that got the bankroll, you see everybody try to gravitate to them instead of trying to get their own bankroll. You know, so it's like if this dude you working for is a cornball, you're gonna be caught up in a lot of corny shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, an artist like 6ix9ine, you being from the street, but also a good businessman. I seen how you handle business. Now, how would you handle that situation, being that that kid was making hit records? Like, how would you like lead him and keep him out the streets, keep him in the studio? Would you keep him in the studio and totally away from the streets?
You saying once he come home?
No, just in general, just like before that situation even happened, like trying to avoid a situation like that. Of course, it happened already, but if you come across an artist like a 6ix9ine,
of course, it's like make the music, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was like he was making the music in a trolling process. Throughout his process, it was the trolling. You know what I'm saying? So you creating unwanted issues. See, it was cool when you doing it right here in Brooklyn. But what people got to understand is it's 49 more states. So if you trolling somebody from Jersey, you're going to have to get booked in Jersey. You're going to have to get booked in Chicago, Atlanta.
And he was playing around with dudes in Chicago
right,
and all that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why when he seen, okay, he come to Minnesota for Super Bowl, shots rang out. You see what I'm saying? He come to Chicago, pull that stunt, but that was a whole nother story because the mayor brother runs the Lollapalooza and all that. So that was a political situation where he had something to do with management. So of course he got police detail running around with him. And as you seen, the security wasn't even going for that play that he was trying to play. Like he came to Old Block, he so gangster. Knock it off. He was over there at 5:30 in the morning, a.m. People still sleep. You see what I'm saying? Birds chirping. Where have you ever seen it dark and the birds chirping? That's the sunrise. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when they put the tape out from the community, it showed that he was there for 5 seconds, 10 seconds or whatever, and done all that and then walked.
The car was like maybe 10 feet away.
It was 15 police cars on it. He bet you he ain't flipped that camera. You see what I'm saying? Flip the camera, you'd have seen 8 trucks like the president was in them. You feel me? So, you know, it was like, that's crazy that the mayor's brother would even be intertwined with something like that, you know, to allow that to happen. But when he getting money, so he don't care. He trolling too. You know, think about me. He got him signed his management. So if I want to make this big bad wolf really seem like he a wolf, I'm going to give him the security he need, you know what I'm saying, from my brother, if my brother the mayor. Yeah. And I'm going to let him make him feel like he untouchable. He can say whatever, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So whereas that when it got real, you see what he did. He folded. You know, it ain't take a day. He folded. But was super gangster the few minutes
Did it surprise you?
Not at all. Not at all. Come on, man. Not at all, man. You know?
So they should have saw it coming just like anybody else.
And people did. You know what I'm saying? But they get caught up. You got to keep in mind, the pills come into play, the drinks coming into play, the other drugs come into play.
The money.
Yeah, the money. So it's like, it's better than standing on the corner in Brooklyn. I'm able to go to LA, Hawaii, wherever he has started going if he was a part of the media circle. So they're going to do any and everything to stay on that road. You see what I'm saying?
Got you. I want to do this because I know you got to run. Now, my thing is this. I like to offer resolutions to problematic situations.
All right.
How would Jim Jones would have to squash it with a JoJo Capone?
I really just left it at stay as this and I stay mine. You know, it ain't nothing to keep it 100. I just had saw him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in Miami. Him and Chris, he came into I think we was in Grand Lux. And you know, we actually sitting just like this at the bar.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I'm saying? It's about 4 or 5 of us. And he was coming through right here with him and Chrissy. But you know the rules, no women, no children. And I'm not upset at him. That been years ago now. Like, I ain't tripping.
Did y'all speak to each other?
No, we didn't speak to each other. Because I know me. I'm still kind of, you know what I'm saying? I can't forget. Like, you a little brother to me. Like, how I can't see how you... If I want the best for you, why you don't want the best for me? So my conversation would actually have to start just like that. Gotcha. And he gon', you know what it would say, Joe, you bugging, you know you crazy. No, it's not, I'm bugging, I'm not crazy, man. I ain't stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we have split some food, you know, whatever, we gonna do whatever. Like, you see that I would do that for you. How you won't do that for me? You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's just a personal issue that he got going on. I don't know if he's still that same way.
I think it's just his ego. And
I don't know what the hell it is, but I ain't going for it, you know. But like I said, I seen it. And my little dudes, they was ready to rush him and do all that. I'm like, nah, we ain't about to do all that. You know what I'm saying? They was on that because they thought I was on it. So to show him my growth, nothing happened because of the strength of me. You see what I'm saying? And like I always said, I never wish no bodily harm towards him. I just understand who he is now.
So he don't even know that you gave him another pass recently.
I mean, he know now. You know what I'm saying? And this just was a few months ago.
Wow.
He know now. You know? And one of my little dudes, because they just got out the joint. So they ready, you like, you know, and then just like I said, we tied up in here in this club, in this restaurant, in this mall, in Aventura Mall in Miami. Y'all going back to jail, and we got a new case. It didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I ain't with that. Yeah. He out with his lady on a date. Go and enjoy your date.
Do your one too.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm over here with it.
Yeah, but they as soon as he walked through, because they was like, they was on it. Guess who walking through the door? You know what I'm saying? And said his name, so I just kept on eating. Because if I look at you, it gonna turn into so I could, you know,
especially the energy.
Yeah, my friend, my mind can change, and they already own that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You know, because actually, me and him, when we went out, we started going. I was going live or whatever, and somebody actually asked me, "Is you cool with Jim Jones? Did y'all patch it up or whatever?" Or because I think him and True Life had took a picture together at Rock Nation or whatever. So that was cool, you know. So that's showing signs of growth. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? My case is just. My little brother didn't want to break bread. That's how I look at it. So, okay, little brothers, love. He don't hate me, I don't hate him, but you don't want to see me eat. So it's cool. I'm going to eat regardless.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
but if we could have all ate together, which was my plan to do, so be. Fact. You know, but I understand if Cam giving you $100,000, $500,000 to run a company, if now you got to split it with me, you don't want to do that.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? So I can understand when it's a selfish person. So in my eyes, he was just selfish. That's all.
Damn. That's crazy. How do you feel about the situation? Because True Life squashed his issues with Jim, being that, you know, he's Rock Nation affiliated and everything else. But he was telling you at one time, like, yo, why you even even rocking with this dude.
But it's growth. True, True just come home, 8 year bid, you know what I'm saying? Different change of mind. Like, that was then, this is now. Like, nobody lost their life. It was some embarrassment on Jim's behalf, you know what I'm saying? With his jury getting took and all that, Cam got involved. Cam was only involved because of Jim. You know what I'm saying? When True seen Cam and they had to fight in front of the club or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which would have never happened if it wasn't for the friction with Jim. You see, so it was like a green light. If it's a green light on Jim, it's a green light on everybody with him. That's just how. So
basically, that's just what it was.
Yeah,
True life.
Wind up running.
Put hands on Cam.
He ran into Cam, and then that's how that went.
Now, with that situation, being that you and Cam's, y'all homies, you and True homie, did you have a phone call with True and Cam?
Yeah. No, not them on the phone. Like I think me and True, we wound up having an interview or something, and it was like by this time True had put out True York City, True New York CD, his mixtape and everything, and right after that he caught his case. So you know what I'm saying? So he locked up at this time, and now I'm left here to do the interviews or whatever. So it was like Cam didn't have nothing to do with what me and Jim friction was. But it was just a guilty by association situation. That's just like if True done something and some guys seen me, guilty by association, or the vice versa. You see what I'm saying? So
it wasn't even like True saw Cam. It was just the spirit of the moment of what was going on, because in I guess retrospect, he probably, if it was, because sometimes when you see somebody, you just pop on them.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Cam is here to host the club or whatever he is. He got Big Joe with him. He ain't thinking of nothing as nothing. You know what I'm saying? But unbeknownst to him, he knew the friction of what was going on with us, with Jim. You know what I'm saying? But even like when Jewels tried to shoot a video down on the Lower East Side, the cars got bombed up, kicked up, chased from down there. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's when I think everybody was seeing and knowing this was real. Damn. You see what I'm saying?
True Life was terrorizing them.
And even though I didn't want to see Jewels caught up in that neither, because it wasn't about Cam or Jim. I mean, Cam or Jewels. It was, what's up with you, Jim? You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with Cam and Jewels.
Yeah, that's what it was about. What's up with Jim? So.
Oh, that's what it is. Now, Birdman, that's family, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Stunner, that's my blood relative. Salute to him and Slim. And
you're like cousins, right?
Yeah. So that's my. I'm gonna get the game from them. Like they've been independent and done it on their own, and that's the same way I was. I had to, lead. They led by example. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how I got even into this music. One of my little cousins on Cold Black, rest in peace. He was doing little local shows, so he was like investing in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm running around Jack the Rapper's Freakniks and all that, and I knew all the artists, you know what I'm saying, from just traveling and running around and doing my 1-2 in each state, so I knew a lot of these guys. So when he said invest in them, I knew that, okay, cool. I came out here, we was doing something with Puff, and it was like, okay, Joe, you got to start a label. So I had to come up with a name, Act Like an Entertainment, and then now the next points, I had to learn the steps, because that's what I wanted to do. This was something I was asked to do, you know what I'm saying, just back him.
Wow.
And with it being said, doing that, I had other artists in the neighborhood, and my projects, and so I just started the label and recruited and got all the artists that I needed. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Or that I seen in the projects walking around with their headphones and notepads, so I already knew what type of time they was on. So when I listened to them, and if I liked them, I said, all right, y'all over here with me now. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Mind, Body, and Soul was my first group. C-Note, Rello, Cold Black, and rest in peace, Cold Black, and Rello. So that left C-Note really by himself, from that group. So then when you come to my neighborhood, you got Pistol Pete, Big Blast, Chachi, and Black Rose. That's where the Global Gangsters come from. So, you know what I'm saying? So I just put C-Note with them.
Gotcha.
So that way he didn't feel, left out in Chachi. So that's how the Global Gangsters went. And just had a spokesperson after the movement. You know, the movement was already there, but I needed a spokesperson for the movement. So then by the time all them started going their separate ways or want to do solo projects or whatever, or felt that we was getting blackballed on the mishaps that I was having with industry dudes, you know what I'm saying? I said, okay, cool. Y'all can go wherever y'all want. I'm going to support y'all regardless. But when that happened, then that mean me go in the booth because I wasn't going to just let my label fold. So then I started putting projects out. I took one of the young recruits from the Young Globals, Chief Bass, C-Note again, and myself, and we just kept it the Global Gangsters. So we put out, I think, 2 or 3 projects, and then from that point, Chief got locked up, C-Note started DJing, and then I just started putting out solo projects. They Talk It, I Live It, Boss Life, They Talk It, I Live It, Talk That Shit, Capone. And so I don't know the rest. Now
these projects you put out, they're available on
on
social streaming platforms.
Just search JoJo Capone or search Global Gangsters. Yeah,
gotcha.
Correct spelling.
Gotcha. What's that process like? You know, I guess from being a CEO to an artist, like, do you like that transition?
I mean, you around it all the time, so you know what it takes to do it. You see what I'm saying? You the CEO, so you putting the money behind the artist, studio time and everything. You know how it go. You see them whispering in the corner, somebody jotting down something, so you know the process. So for me, I get in there and knock a whole EP out or so in a week.
Dang.
And then I'm going on. That's why I was able to keep dropping them. But I see that they making it a young man sport now. You know, 16 to 21. That's really what they only want to sign. So knowing I'm not going to get the love or the attention that I need from a majors, whatever, I just do my deal with Empire, stay independent. If I was going to continue to put out the music, or what I do now, I consult artists. And when they want to stay independent, I just put their projects out through my distribution.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been doing for artists.
Got you.
You know,
that's dope. But also, you was heading the Cash Money Midwest, right?
Yeah. So
what's going on with that?
I'm waiting on Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's still his platform. It's still his umbrella. You know what I'm saying? So he like, we gonna do the Cash Money Midwest, and he just won't. You know, and I'm gonna run it. You know what I'm saying? So I was. When he did the video, we posted it, and man, it was thousands of comments, thousands of views.
Yeah, I even commented.
Yeah, everybody was waiting, like, about time, you know, like, finally, you know, so people just feel comfortable with doing business with me. I've never been a shrewd businessman, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight for the artists, I'm gonna stand up for what's right, we're gonna get lawyers. The lawyers and ourselves are gonna agree. That lawyer gonna have to explain to us these terms. He's not just gonna get paid and go on about his business, because a lot of these lawyers be in cahoots with each other. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
If that lawyer don't want to fight with this and just close this deal so they can get their little 1%, 2%, or whatever percent they get, they colleagues. You see what I'm saying? So people got to understand that. That's just like with artists stick together against the label. If they feel the label ain't doing something, the artists get in the huddle, they talk about, man, I don't think he doing this, or he supposed to do that. And you see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with attorneys. You feel me? They know they do business with each other on a regular, with independents and major labels. So honestly, your lawyer is the one that really gets you the deal. You bring the talent, but the lawyer is the one close out on it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you go an independent route.
Facts. Now, with the Birdman situation with Lil Wayne, did y'all ever have any of those conversations, or that's not your place?
No, we would see Wayne. You know, the studio Hit Factory, Ian was right here. It's Wayne right here. So it's only one way in and one way out. So when you pull in, he'll see his Bugatti in the truck, so he know we there. We'll see his Rolls over here, so we know he there. You know, and he outside smoking too. What up? Show him some love, and you know what I'm saying? Wow. Even though all that was going on the internet, you know, but it's like in this day of time, it's not like how a father and son can have an argument and close doors.
Yeah.
If two wanted to rant and start ranting or whatever online, that's what you're going to get. Whatever he was ranting about, whatever he was upset about. But down the line...
Do you think he like was fair to rant about that? Because
how this just legally like your pops. You know what I'm saying? Feel what you gonna feel.
So that's something he could have said to him, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean So that's why with so many people to say stay out of that. That's a father-son situation. Let them deal with
50
that.
was even telling niggas to stay out of that.
And then look what happened. You seen him in the picture. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? So or pictures I posted. Tune right here and Mac Main and Gutter and 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people looking like what's going on? But we was all at Super Bowl together, you know, in Minnesota when that situation with 6ix9ine happened. You know what I'm saying? So we was all there. Actually, that picture that 6ix9ine, Birdman, and Young Thug took, I'm the one took that picture.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, being that Birdman is in the public eye, like he does bad business. Is that a fair shake for him, or
it's a bad? It ain't a good shake because how he do bad business when Nicki them worth hundreds of millions. Drake worth how what Tune.
He made them to superstars.
Like, so where the bad
business
megastars? Yeah, where the bad business at? Was that bad business with you?
No.
If you make 100 million with them right now, that's bad business with you. Come on, make it with me. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't understanding. Me and we would never had an argument if I done got 300-400 million with them. But you see what I'm saying?
These artists don't understand what it takes to break an artist and let alone make a superstar.
They don't care. Yeah, they don't care.
Nah,
it's just
selfishness.
Exactly. It's all about what they want. That's how it be. It's like you ain't looking at it that if it took my money to create this label, it's my relationships that got me to this company.
My brand, my
broker, and I brokered this. You know what I'm saying? To get a budget and all that to even give you. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be some ungratefulness going on.
I always said that, but I gotta say this though. Now, what about the producers that always claim they never got paid no royalties?
But think about it, that's what BMI the ass got for.
Yeah, you're supposed to have your business.
You're supposed to have your own business going, and they go after that and do that. You see what I'm saying? Because they get paid.
Sound exchange and all that.
You know they get paid. So how you think they get paid? Going after the royalties. He ain't neglecting nobody from getting what they want. You see what I'm saying? I think it was in the paper or something with Turk. Turk wanted $1 million. He got his money. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like he ain't. Man made what they just printed in Forbes $2 billion. They gross cash money gross $2 billion with Universal.
Damn.
So
that just came out recently, right?
Yeah. So he don't need the what's bad business where? I just want some people to show me this. Show me where the bad business was at. You know, I just showed.
But then
show
you know people be putting stuff in the press like he's losing his crib, this home got foreclosed on, his condo, and all that. Anybody
can lose a crib. They tell you buy the land, you buy the house, you own it. So why you still paying taxes?
Yeah, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't pay taxes. Why
they coming to snatch?
Right. So if you get hurt, you in the hospital, anything happen, and you don't make them payments on your taxes, you lost your house, but you just spent $20 million on this house.
Facts.
Spent $10 million on
and
the
somebody
land.
like Bird, he'd be on the road for 2 years,
and we'll be living on the tour bus. You
Facts.
see what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. It's all a trick. Population control and government scrutiny that we live every day.
That's what it is. I remember a time when shit was crazy for Rick Ross. When them GDs was on his neck. And they was shutting down shows and all that, and he made promises to Hoover and Son and all that, and I think you rectified the situation at one time, but then he didn't live up to what he was supposed to do. You know, like where you at with that? Like,
I mean, it wasn't nothing like, the family was hard up for it, nothing. It was just a good gesture that should have been done. You know what I'm saying? If you're using this man's name in vain, you know he a political prisoner. He can need help or whatever with attorney fees or, for appeals or whatever. So if you're making money off this man's name, where your donations at? You know what I'm saying? Donate to the family, donate to his cause, because you're using his name to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, and if you say his name, you're going to get 50 states and beyond that's going to support it or support you, for that.
Facts.
So, my whole thing was just get him to Larry's wife and his children and let him do that on his own instead of how 90 rappers was calling them talking about you gotta do a song with us, or 80 people over here saying, I'm like, listen, we ain't about to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Because that song that they gonna make, the old man might don't get a dime for that. So we not gonna keep this going on. So this the right way to go. Here, introduction, make the introduction, stand to the side.
Cause niggas was making vlogs like, and it was GDs from every state, like, yo, send them checks in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, you know, this ain't that. You're not just about to use this man name in vain, you know what I'm saying, for your better benefit and feel you don't give him nothing. That ain't right. You know, it's just like if somebody took his name, you know what I'm saying? And
I mean, in a sense, he took
Freeway
Ricky Ross' name.
Of course, and he should have took the man whole likeness, and he should have gave him something for that. You know,
facts.
You could have got Rick co-signed for it. You done it for your whole career now. You know, so you know when you was Teflon, it didn't work for you. When you was Rick Ross, it worked for you. It made what you wanted to speak about.
I think that's just the right thing to do. Why niggas just don't do the right thing?
Conversation issues, bro. Like they got conversation issues.
So now, when Rick Ross made that record, going at Birdman, dissing Birdman, what was it? Idols Become Rivals or something like that? Like, how did you feel about that record? Did you and Birdman speak on that? Like, you know, just a regular conversation.
To be honest, bro, I think we was somewhere having a ball. We was probably in the mall spending a bunch of money on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? So the record come out and it's like, it don't have nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? If you hearing that it's 50 million or something for him to get out his contract, give him the 50 million. This is a business. You care about him so much, you love him so much, right? Give him the 50 million. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You making a record, once again, is for your better benefit.
Yeah,
you know?
Because if you really care, like you said, you would have given him 50 M's.
Yeah.
And did it to where, as your bird, I'm trying to buy Wayne out his contract.
You think it would have been an argument? Wouldn't have been no argument. Wire the money. So, you know, you don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, man. That's all smoke and mirrors. You care that much, that's just like if one of your homies in jail. He got a bond, you gonna go get him if you care that much.
Facts.
You ain't gonna go buy a Bentley tomorrow and you know this man need 40, 50,000 to get out of jail.
Not at all.
If it's your man.
If that's my man.
So you care for him so much.
Nah, definitely he got that. I ain't gonna buy a Bentley and be flossing this nigga sitting up, fighting for his life every minute of the day in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. So let them know what's currently coming with JoJo Capone and Global Gangsters and everything else we got going on.
But we got What's Next, TV show. We got Champion Stars TV show. What's Next is myself, executive producer, and myself, Darius McCrary, which is Eddie Winslow from Family Matters. My partner, Steve Marcano.
That's crazy.
So we doing that. Then we got just did a new deal with Impact. They got black owned, 90 million homes.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? They reached 90 million homes. So we running everything through them at this moment. So our TVs and film, TV series and film that we got will go through that channel.
Wow, that's big. Salute. Congrats on that too, brother. It. How can they follow you on social media? Give them your handle.
JoJo Capone, the #1, and on Instagram, JoJo Capone on Facebook, and at Global Gangsters on Twitter, at Act Like It ENT on Twitter. We live on MRecktv. Salute M.Reck and everybody out there watching. You dig? Capone.
Gone.
M.Reck. Y'all wanna stunt and floss on Front Street? The Hawk will tear through your gut, spill out your lunch meat. You the main vic, they booking for drugs. Niggas starving out here, and you looking like grub.
That new M.Reck Catch a Lick single, aka Money Dance, that's killing the airwaves on Shade 405 and many different other stations in Connecticut, Boston, so forth and so on. You can get it now. The links is in the video description. It's available on Google Play, Deezer, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, etc., etc. Go get that. One.
Slug you, the streets don't love you. Not at all. By now, homie, you shoulda knew that. Ain't no Nino Browns in this town. You a new jack.
Crummy beats, y'all.
Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktv promo, MRecktv promo at gmail.com. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to MRecktv, youtube.com/MRecktv. I'm gone. MRecktv.
It's got a music.